Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with the long-awaited, or I don't know if it's been long-awaited, but for me it has been, the long-awaited budget result for the month of June. I have been wanting to just close down this budget already, but there's just been so much going on around here. And I feel like I always say this, but I feel like June was the busiest month for my shop. And that's a really good thing, I think, because I see that a lot of you guys, love my stickers and love to purchase from my shop. So I am always super grateful for all of your support. But things have just been pretty hectic. And I didn't even get to weekly check-in for week 4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just quickly combine week 4 with what should have been a week 5, just because I'm going to make this a results section. And then this way things are not like super weird and I'm not like weekly checking in for 2 weeks. So until the 30th. Okay. So I'm going to weekly check-in for week 4, show you guys my result for the weekly check-in, as well as close my sinking funds, let you guys know if I had any business expenses, and then last but not least, I will go ahead and close out my budget spread. So let me go ahead and get right into it. I'm just going to write out my categories here, and to be quite honest with you guys, I'm so happy that this is the last weekly check-in that I'll be doing with all of my categories all grouped together. As you guys know, that's kind of how I've been doing it for almost 2 years now, just because I never really had more space to work with since I was limited to the pages that came in the deluxe monthly planner. But to be honest, now I'm super pumped for what is to come, and as of now I think I already chose my planner, but I don't know, this month has been crazy, let's just say that. So I'm going to first weekly check-in from the 22nd all the way until the 30th. So I already have all of my expense trackers here all ready to lay down. To be quite honest, although it is a long period of time, there wasn't really much spending in the first week, at least not from these categories that I put in my budget, but instead there was a lot of spending in my sinking funds, which I actually ran out of room in my transaction log section, which never typically happens. But if you guys have checked out my setup videos for the month of July, then you guys know that I now am setting that up on 2 pages. So I'm really excited. I'm not saying that I'm going to be, overspending or anything like that, but I'm glad that I have more room to work with and kind of to set up other trackers as well. So the first expense that I'm going to note in here will be a Father's Day expense. I know Father's Day was on the 21st, but to be quite honest, I'm really busy all the time, and so when it comes to things for like my dad or anything like that, typically my mom is the one who does all the shopping, so I just ended up paying her on the 22nd. But I made sure to give my dad his Father's Day present on the 21st. So that ended up being $50, which is great. I actually budgeted a lot more than that, and you guys will see in a second. The rest of my expenses just came out of my shopping category, as well as I have one for gas on our way back from Lake Havasu. If you guys don't know, I did end up going to Arizona for the weekend of the 26th, and to be quite honest, I was pretty anxious, and I think it has to do with a lot of things. On the 28th, first I pumped gas, and that ended up being $40. I could have honestly taken this out of my adventures sinking fund because that was still part of the trip, but I just went ahead and took it out of my gas cash envelope since I did have money left over, and I still was under budget, which is good. And then I did go to Goodwill this day, and I spent $32. That came out of my allowance cash envelope. I actually filmed me going thrifting to not only this store, but also to a couple of stores in the beginning of July. So you guys will probably see that, I'm thinking, at the end of this week, if not in the beginning of next week. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. It's definitely something different that I've never done before, but I'm really excited to kind of branch out into other types of videos. So that was on the 28th, and then I did spend $68 from Sephora, and that was on the 29th. And to be quite honest, I did take money from both my allowance as well as my beauty cash envelopes. I was still over budget by $3, and I also have an Amazon purchase. As I've mentioned, I think like for the past 2 months, I've been wanting to get really into like skincare and all of that. So I thought that since I wasn't going to get, my eyelashes done or my nails done, that I would just invest in buying skincare products. To be quite honest, I've never really been a skincare savvy, but I have realized that skincare is pretty expensive, especially from like Sephora and whatnot. Like I bought a couple of things and like a beauty blender, and that came out to like $68. So I took $10 out of my allowance, which brought me down to zero there, and then I took the rest of the money from my beauty cash envelope after my Amazon purchase, and that left me with being over budget by $3, which I have seen this pattern for the past 2 months that I've been over budget by like a couple of dollars, and that hasn't really bothered me. But I definitely want to, buckle down and either give myself a little bit more money for things that I'm focusing on right now, like skincare, or maybe just try to hold back and save up my allowance money throughout the month instead of just purchasing little things here and there. So I'm really trying to buckle down and not be over budget, even if it is by a couple of dollars. I just really don't want to make it a permanent pattern every single month. So that's kind of what I spent for this last week, and as you guys can see, there's going to be a lot of no spend days. So let me lay down all these no spends. So 3, 4. This is so many, it's so funny. Okay, I think I might have just been busy this week and I didn't have any more eating out money, so that's probably why. Or groceries, really, since I stocked up, which is really good. I actually really loved having a plan for the week, so I will get back to making, I think, grocery hauls as well as meal prepping videos. I know that you guys really liked that video. So let's start with the weekly check-in. Also, I never wrote this down for my phone bill. It ended up being $109 with 15 cents, which was a couple of cents less than last month. So now I'm ready to go to my weekly check-in section. For food, I don't have anything, so that off the bat is $0, and we had $1 left. Great guys. Okay, for gas I spent $40, and so I had 48 last week, or the week prior to that. So that means that I have $8 left over. Let's start checking these off as we go through them. And then the last stickers that I have are all from my shopping category. So we have 32 for Goodwill, 34 for Amazon, and 68 for Sephora. If you guys are wondering what I purchased off of Amazon, I purchased like a facial roller and like a little facial cleanser type of thing. I actually have it right here. Let me show you guys. I bought this, which helps you like cleanse your face. It's really cool, actually. Anyways, all of that together equals to $134, and I had $131 for the week prior, so that means that I am over by $3. And then last but not least, there weren't any other unbudgeted expenses this month, which is great. And now I'm going to make this a result section, like I said, so the remaining is going to be the same. And then I'm going to go ahead and add all of my expenses per category. Okay, so for food, I spent a total of $359. So all of these would be the same. So then that does match up, because if I add these two together, that would be $360. And if I look at the budgeted amount that I have for eating out and groceries, that all matches up. So that is that. And then for gas, I spent a total of $72. And for shopping, I spent 74 plus 55 plus 134. Spent $263. And then nothing from budgeted. So that is how I go about the results section in my weekly check-in kits. I actually don't know where I put the weekly check-in sheet because I wasn't thinking that I was going to make this a results section, but typically I would put the little results script on top, but that's okay. Now, before I go into closing out my monthly budget, I want to bring you guys to my sinking funds and close these out. As you guys can see, I had to use a little sticky note here because I ran out of room in my transaction log, which doesn't ever typically happen, but this is one of the main reasons I'm glad that I have more space in the new planner. So let's see. All right, so for adventures, I spent a total of $131, and that was for, once again, Lake Havasu. So the total that I have left over now is $207. For Amazon Prime, I did end up paying for that on the 26th. And as of now, I plan on making that a business expense, so I'm no longer going to be putting it in my sinking funds. But that was $119, which means that I have $1 left over. I might end up just putting that dollar in my adventure sinking fund, I'm thinking. But that is what's left over for Amazon Prime. Then for birthdays, I spent $60. So that means that I should have left over $40. Then for car insurance, as always, I spent $200. So ending, I should have $30. Car maintenance, I did get a car wash. So for that, I spent $12. So ending, I should have, or I have, $208. Car payment, that. Okay. Christmas, nothing went out. Clothing, I started with 23 and added 75. And then I made two purchases. One was for $22 and then the other was for $75. My mom actually has been buying me quite a few things, and she typically will go to like Marshall's and Burlington and bring me things to try on, and whatever I like I'll keep. And so she's been doing that for like the past couple of weeks, so I just ended up giving her the money that I owed her, which was around $75. So 22 plus 75 minus the 98 that I have means that I have, well, I spent $97 and I have $1 left over, which is great. Okay, next, date night, nothing went out. Entertainment, again, nothing, and I am ending with 60. Medical, I had two transactions, so 24 and 38. That is 62 spent. So I am ending with $88. And then nothing came out of my Peru trip. And so I am ending with $1,085, which if you guys have not seen my July sinking funds video, then you guys wouldn't know this, but I actually did put that into a high yield interest account. Since I'm not going to be going to Peru anytime soon, I thought that I could just keep it in there rather than just having all the cash in my sinking fund system, which I actually made that decision when a couple of you guys suggested that I do that. Now to add up all of the outgoing numbers, I spent a total of $743 from my sinking funds, and I am ending with $2,642. So that is how I go about closing out my sinking funds for the month. This number should match up to the beginning number in my July sinking funds. I think it might just be off by $1 because of Amazon Prime, but I'm just going to put that back in there sometime in the beginning of the month in the transaction log. So that is going to be this. And then to now close out my budget spread, to be quite honest, there hasn't been anything else on my variable income spread. Oh, I added Amazon in here because I did end up getting some commission from the Amazon affiliate links, and then I went ahead and added Etsy because I did make an extra debt payment towards my student loans. And then there was one more transaction from Epidemic Sound, which it's funny because I had actually canceled this. This is where I get music for my videos, but then when I was editing my meal plan video, my grocery haul one, I really needed some music, and I haven't had the need to, add other music into my videos, so that's why I canceled it. But I just decided to subscribe again if I'm going to keep making those videos. So that was the last transaction that went on from my variable income sources, and now I am all ready to close this out. So the first thing I can do is write out the extra debt payment, which if you guys did not check out the debt snowball video that I made, I did make an extra debt payment of $600. And now I can add all these up. So that is 400 plus 348.06 plus 699 plus 130.77 plus 150 plus 853 and 600. That is a total of 2,488 with 82 cents. And now for the actuals from my grocery budget, I'm just going to go ahead and look at what I've spent. So for groceries, I spent a total of $225. So I was under by $5. For eating out, I overspent by $4, so my actual is $134. And I was over by $4. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna have 2 categories. Yeah, I went over 2 categories. Wow, who let me? Who is she? Okay. For allowance, I spend, for gas, I spend $72. So my variance is 8. For allowance, I spent the full 100. So there's no variance. For beauty, I overspent by $3. So my actual is $163. Who let me, guys? I mean, it's only, a couple bucks here, a couple bucks there, but I feel like I'm making this a habit, and that's not okay. And then for coffee, I honestly don't even think I spent money for coffee all month, which is crazy, but I honestly don't think so. Huh. Who is she really? No, I haven't gone. No, I haven't gone to Starbucks, that's for sure. So the actual is 0. Wow, who is she? Okay, so my variance is 30. And then for my phone bill, I think I had said it was $109.15. Yes. So my actual for my phone bill was $109.15. So I was under budget by 85 cents. And then for Paul's birthday, I did have a category for that. I spent $390 with 48. Paul says that I also mentioned to him how I was going to buy him a PS4 controller, and I honestly don't remember that, but that might just have to come out of my date night sinking fund next month. Whoops. I wish it was 109. It was 390. 48. So I was under by 952. For Father's Day, like I mentioned, I was also under. So Father's Day, I only spent $50. Ooh. So we are under by 50. And then there were no unbudgeted expenses. So no variance here. And now I can total up my actuals and my variances. So for my actual, that ended up being 225 plus 134 plus 72 plus 100 plus 163. So for the actual column, that total is 1,243 with 63 cents. And then for the variances, I'm going to add all the positives first. So 5, 8, 30, 85, 952, and minus 4 and 3. That means that I was under by 96.37. Of course, these expenses like Paul's birthday and Father's Day, I overestimated what I was going to spend, and I did that on purpose just so that I wouldn't be over budget and that I would account for that. So that really helped me out, as well as coffee. That helped me out a lot. So let me just go ahead and double check that it adds up. And it does. Perfect. So that is what I have for the total there. And then the last step that I will do on camera with you guys would be to write down my budgeted and actual numbers for my variable and fixed expenses. So for variable, that was 1,340 for budgeted, and like we mentioned, the actual was 1,243 with 63 cents. And then for fixed, that number doesn't change, so that's the same for both the budgeted as well as the actual. So what I would do now is take a look at both my expected income as well as the actual income that ended up coming in, putting those down right here, subtracting all of my expenses from my actual income, and whatever number I get left, I'm going to put it in this squared off pattern box. In the past, I have put in here that X amount is going to go towards savings and the other X amount is going to go towards my debt. But as of now, I'm really trying to save towards moving out. So it's mainly going to go towards my regular savings account and my moving out savings account as well. So with that being said, that is basically all that I have for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed coming along as I closed out my June monthly budget. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do not forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. And hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys!